welcome back to the Local Chingu Podcast. This is episode 3, and I'm Evan.
And I'm Yeji.
And here we are again, episode 3.
Wow.
So today's topic is living abroad versus studying abroad. So like living abroad as a teacher, in our cases, we were both teachers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or just studying abroad as a student, like at a university, and what the biggest difference is in those two things. So today, I'll be asking the questions, and then Yeji, I'll let you talk about your experience, and then I'll kind of share mine, and we can compare how they, just to see how they differ.
Yes.
All right. So Yeji, you studied abroad in Spain.
Yes.
And you lived abroad in the Netherlands, right?
Yeah.
So for you, what do you think was the biggest difference that you noticed between studying and working abroad?
Studying abroad, I think that's way more easier.
Yeah.
You know, you have less problem. I'm not saying that like you don't have any problem. Like you have easier problems. Like,
yeah.
Like I have to submit the report by next week, and I haven't done it yet. Like something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it really depends on people. Really depends on your situation. But I think that time I was like 교환학생, exchange student.
Right.
So like I just tell my mom like, Mom, can you send me more money? So if she forgot to send me money, then I got in trouble. But like I didn't really care about the like money.
Yeah.
How can I pay the bills? And yeah, so you have less problem. And problems are like, it's okay, you don't know the solution.
Yeah.
But when you're living abroad, like when you have a problem with like extending your visa and stuff, I think you have like bigger problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe less stress and community. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're studying, you're always with friends or from the same school. So I think when I was student in Spain, it was really easy to meet friends.
Mm-hmm.
I just you just like automatically have that group chat for the exchange student, and then there's like more than 200 people, and then there's always like exciting plans going on, like I'm going on hiking today, anyone want to come?
Yeah.
So it was really easy to meet people, and then if you go there, everyone is from the same school, so you don't need to worry about like what if this person is lying to me. Like if they say like, oh, I study math, and then like I can believe it, it's all credible.
Yeah,
credible.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're working, living abroad, you have like way less chance to meet people, and then you can try to go to networking or any other events, but if this person said like, oh, I'm a doctor, then like how can you believe it?
Yeah.
Especially when you're 외국인, when you're the foreigner.
Yeah.
You really cannot tell if this person is saying lie or truth.
Right.
So I think the best way when you meet people is like you have to have your own friends, and then you get to meet other friends, friends of your friend.
Mm-hmm.
That way you can meet friends, but like the starting is really, I think it's really hard to have like the very first friends group.
Like
so,
to start or create a friendship or create friend groups.
Yeah, I'm not a person that like I always 의심해 사람들.
Like you're not suspicious of other people.
Yeah, I'm not that kind of person. Most of the time I'm chill, but it's just hard to find your own community. So you gotta have to find, like your hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can join like,
meetups.
Yeah, meetup, like, like running club, dancing club. If you have something that you can get connected to others, then you can have your own community. But other than that, nothing is coming for free.
Right.
You gotta take the risk.
Like you have to put in the work to find the friends. Whereas I guess in college, they your friends come to you. Like you already have a community, you just have to pick the people you like.
Yes.
But when you're working abroad, you have to find people first and then hope that maybe you'll like them.
Yeah. And hope they're not so busy so they can meet you.
And you can actually like build friendships.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to, yeah, when you're living abroad, working abroad, then your friends, they are likely to be working too.
Yeah.
So everyone is busy.
Yeah. I think the older that you get too, people get busier. So it's just more natural that when you're younger, you have more free time.
Yeah.
And I think that makes studying abroad easier too. Because when you study abroad, you're usually younger if you're like undergraduate. So you don't have jobs, you're less likely to have kids or other responsibilities.
Yeah, less responsibility.
When you're in college, you have the time to sit around until 3 a.m.
And your friends is always around you. Like,
yes,
let's meet up in the middle, in front of the building, something, you know.
Like, let's go to the student center and everybody's there. Or everybody can be there in 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
Yes.
And then you hit the group chat and you say, anybody, you're in a group chat with 30 people. You go to, is anybody in the student center? 5 people are there already.
Yes.
So it's a lot easier to like maintain friendships too.
Yeah, you just meet this person like 오다 가다 만나요?
Like you just like in passing.
Yeah, in passing.
In passing.
Yes. Yeah. Like when you are adult, like anybody who's in Hongdae, oh, I'm in Gangnam. Oh, like 40 minutes at least.
I was like the other day, they were like, is anybody going to Hongdae tonight? I was like, I am in Gangnam and I am at work.
Yeah, I already took the bus. I was in Hongdae like 5 minutes ago. Or like, it's too late.
Well, once I'm on the bus or once I'm in the taxi, game over.
Game over.
Game over.
We're not going back. We're too tired.
Once I get in that 35-minute taxi home from Hongdae to Gangnam, you might as well. I'll see you next weekend.
Next weekend, maybe next month.
Next month.
Yeah.
Because if I go out this weekend, if I go to Hongdae this weekend, I'm not going out next weekend.
Exactly.
I don't go out.
No,
I think
we can't.
I haven't gone out 2 weekends in a row in several months. Like the worst thing I did was last year, Christmas and New Year's, right? That weekend, I had a friend. He had a birthday party on the 30th, right? Which was a Friday. So Friday night, I was out all night Friday for a friend's birthday. And then New Year's Eve was the 31st. And I was like, I have to go out on New Year's Eve. I have to spend it out. So I went out the 30th, was out all night, caught the first train. And then I went out the 31st for New Year's, was out all night, caught the first train. I had a hangover for like 3 days. I was like, never again.
No.
Never again. 2 nights in a row.
You're not Chinese anymore.
And I was like, I can't do it. I was like, So yes.
But we're young. Let's not sound like
old people.
Yeah. How about you? What's the difference?
So I studied abroad in China, right? And when I studied abroad...
Where in China?
I studied abroad in Wuhan.
Wuhan. Wow!
Yes. I studied abroad in Wuhan summer 2017 and summer 2018.
Okay.
The program was cheap and you can get like 2 semesters of Chinese classes in 6 weeks. Because it was a summer program, so it's a lot...
Intensive course.
It's intensive language course.
So you went to Wuhan for your exchange?
I went to Wuhan for my exchange.
It was more like intensive language course?
Yes, and so our department was really small, and the program was also really small. So the first year, there was me, 1 more guy, and 3 girls.
First year? You were there like more than 2 years?
I went twice. I went summers 2017, and I went summer 2018.
Okay.
So I went summer 2017, and there were 5 of us.
Did you get to meet other people, like other?
So yeah, the program, because it was like a partnership, like intensive language program. It was only me, my other classmates that were also taking the Chinese language program, and That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So our like professors or like teachers were students. So you know how you majored in like Korean as a foreign language?
Mm.
Our summer program teachers were like those students, like graduate students who wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
who taught us.
Mm.
So we were in class Monday through Friday, 8:30 to noon with a break every hour.
Mm-hmm.
But we were separated by level. So the first year, it was just me and my one professor.
Mm.
And that was it. And then like we could get lunch at the university on campus. But my like community studying abroad was just the 5 people that came with me.
Mm-hmm.
So so like it was a very different experience in terms of like how many people I could meet, because there were 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my study abroad community.
Okay.
It was everybody from Memphis.
So it was really okay. You got the community with 5 people from Memphis, where you're from.
Right, and then also like because my professors were students too. Like I'm the first student or like teacher that taught me in China. We're still friends on Instagram. Like we've been friends for years now.
Mm-hmm.
So like because we're close in age, so we became friends.
Mm-hmm.
But like there wasn't really opportunity to like have like that campus. Like it was summer too though, so most people are gone in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
But in the second year, only 2 of us went, me and one other guy. So it will be us 2, and like I'm pretty introverted, and he's also introverted. So we would get food sometimes at night. Like we would just grab dinner together. But other than that, it was very like we would just be in our rooms. But because of the way the program was, like 8, so I had to be in class at 8:30, right? But we finished at noon. So at noon, from noon until 8:30 the next day, I could do whatever I wanted. I had the full day to go explore, and I was only taking Chinese classes. So it was just the only homework I had was just language, right? So I had a lot more free time, which was nice. But yes, so I think that was different. Because how long were you abroad in Spain?
Okay, so I think we should talk about this first, right? Like, so I was in Spain for 1 year, like 10 months.
Oh, so you had a full like 2 semesters and everything.
Yeah, so I was supposed to be staying there for 1 semester, and then I really liked it, so I extended.
Oh, okay.
And my exchange student life was really good.
Yeah.
Because it was like exchange student, like no more exchange student.
Yeah, you had a full experience.
So in that school, I think we have like about 200 exchange students from all over the world, like literally.
Yeah.
From Asia, Latin America, like South America.
South America, yeah.
North America, and like Australia.
Like everywhere.
Everywhere, and like around Europe. And then also there were a lot of people, who want to hang out with them, like Spanish people too. So it was a really big group. And yeah, I was gonna stay just 1 semester, and I really liked it, so I extended. And then, I was there for 2 semesters, but like the credit that I got was like, I think it was like 6.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Because my major is Korean language and literature for my bachelor. How can you get the credit about your major in Spain?
Right.
And then I had another major, sub-major, which is economic, but I already took like all the credit that I need. So I can just took the credit from the language course. So I just got like 6. So imagine, how great it was, So no pressure, like if you give me like F, I'm okay. Like I say like I don't need this credit.
You're just here you're here for a good time.
Yeah. So I just took the intensive language course, and then other than that I was just like hanging with other friends. Yeah, so I was in Spain for 2 semester.
Oh, okay.
There was like big community.
Yeah, so you really got the full experience.
So like it was really good because you got this ESL, I think it was ESL.
English as a second language?
No, it was ESN is like Erasmus Student Network. So Erasmus is the exchange scholarship or exchange semester thing around Europe, and it's called Erasmus.
Okay.
So in Europe, when they say I am Erasmus, that means I am exchange student.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like in Spain, when you say technically I'm not an Erasmus because I'm not from Europe, but I used to say like soy Erasmus or something.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, hey, I know your life, you're exchange here.
Right.
Enjoy your life,
Yeah.
That was all the reaction that I got every time I introduced myself when I was in Spain. So like the whole country is like, 뭐라고 하지? 약간
like they encourage you?
Encourage you to have fun.
Okay. Okay.
So and then like you have this card, Erasmus ESN card, and then with this card, you can get free entrance to the different clubs in that city.
Oh.
But I was living in like really small village. It's more like village, not city. I was like Castillo de la Plana in Spain. It's really small, but at least like there was like 3-4 different clubs, which is really fun. So like on Wednesday we go Wallabies, and then if you go there, because it's free for us, if you go this club on Wednesday, it's our party.
Oh.
And then
because it's a weekday.
Yes, and then so Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, there was like 3 clubs that they are free for us. So if you go this club on the other day when it's not free for us, you go there, it's just like normal club. People dress up really well, and it's like it really feels like club in Gangnam. But if you go there on the day when it's free for us, like it's so casual. We don't care. We just wear what we want to wear, and then you just like socialize.
So it's just all like Erasmus students.
Yes.
Oh.
So can you imagine how safe it is?
Yeah.
If someone tried to do something to me, everyone is like here,
right.
So we can see. So it feels really safe. But it was very interesting to see there was always like someone who's kissing with different person every week. But I guess you're Erasmus, so yeah. So it's really safe. I think, and also it's super common that you don't have money, right?
Right.
So what I really like is we always find the cheapest way to have fun. So there was always 1 or 2 people said hey, I don't have money enough. Can we do cheaper one? And then we don't think that's not nice or something.
You don't judge.
Yeah, we don't judge. Oh, yeah, that's fine. But maybe now, if you say I don't think I can go to that cocktail bar. Can we go to the park and then drink some beer from convenience store? Then now maybe but we want to go to cocktail. Why don't you just?
Yeah, it's you have.
Maybe you come next time.
Yeah.
So no judgments.
Right.
It's okay to be poor. It's okay to be rich. It's okay to be I don't know. I think we were just really chill.
Yeah. And also when you're in college, it's you have. It's almost like a challenge. What's the cheapest way we can have fun?
Yeah. How much is it? Do I need to pay?
You get anytime you see something free, you're on campus and you're just
let's go.
Oh wait, they're giving out T-shirts. Let's go. I would walk through the student center when I was in college, and I would see that they're doing something free. I'd be I'd hit the group chat. I'm like, hey, they're giving out T-shirts in the middle of the UC, and they'd be
everyone's here in 5 minutes.
And then everybody, or they'd be hey, can you try and get me a T-shirt? And I'm I'll try. But they'll be oh no, it's only 1 T-shirt per person. And I'm just and I'll be can you save 1 medium or can you save 1 large for my friend?
Yeah.
He's coming. And then you would just, obsessed with getting everything for free. Yeah, and when I was in Spain, there was one place that you can get all the tapas for €1.
Oh yeah.
Every Wednesday and Sunday. So, but honestly, it was not
good. It doesn't taste good. But we're so happy that like we can get discounts, you know?
And it's
Like
free.
usually it's like €3, but today it's €1. So
Right.
like you just go there on Sunday, and like you just meet these people, like so like yeah, and then you start from the group with 2 people, but then at the end it's just like 15. You know? Like, oh, you wanna join? Like, yeah, and then like we bring the table. So it was really easy to meet friends, and then I think we had that good skill to have fun with little money.
Yes.
Mm.
Thinking of old times. You remember just thinking of the old days, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now I think now I value my time more than.
I agree. Let's see.
Yeah. So for me it was in Spain for 2 semesters, and it was exchange semester program. And for you it was 1 month?
Like 6 weeks?
6 weeks intensive language course during the summer camp, and then twice in China.
2 summers in a row, right?
So I think it's pretty same, because like you look super Western. Can I say this?
Yes.
You're such a Western
looking. Yeah.
looking.
I don't. Nobody in China looks like me.
Look at your hair.
And
you're like double eyelid, you know.
Right.
For me, I look super Asian, you know.
Right.
Like I have like this.
Like monolid.
Yeah, monolid. So and I was in Spain, which is like the majority of the population.
Yeah.
They're like Caucasian.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like Asian there, and then you're in China.
And I'm black, so
Yeah.
it's you stand out.
Yes. So, and also here, now you're English teacher here in Korea, which is like last time you said Korea is like the most like same.
Oh yes, Korea is like the most homogenous like population. Like South Korea, I think they did a study a while back, and they said Korea is the most homogenous population.
Everyone looks similar
on Earth. Like it's the most homogenous
on
country.
Earth.
Yeah, like out of all the countries in the world, like genetically, Koreans are the most similar to each other.
And you're here, and then you have that nice hair.
Yes.
You really stand out.
Yes.
And then also I was in the Netherlands
Mm-hmm.
as a teacher, as a Korean language teacher for another 1 year. So that was my experience living abroad.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Netherlands, they're also like...
They're all Caucasian. They're white.
Yeah.
And they're all
And
tall.
they're tall.
Yes.
And like blonde.
Tall, blonde.
So I look so different there. So I think it's like our experience pretty similar.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know, like, I think, because when were you in Spain? Like, what years were you in abroad?
2016.
2016. So I think I feel like if you were abroad now, I think your experience would be so different.
So easy. It's going to be so easy. Like.
Yes, but like, for example, I was abroad summer 17, summer 18, right? And what's so funny is I think that, China, the biggest difference from like being abroad or not the biggest, but one of the big differences, like with China and like South Korea is that information that you have access to.
Yeah.
Because China restricts the internet, so like
no Facebook, no Instagram, no YouTube,
no Google, no Google.
No Google.
No, like because they have their own. I forget what it's called.
They might have their own Chinese neighbor, right?
Yeah, they have their own. I forget what it's called, but they have their own like search engine.
Yeah.
And then they also have all the Outlook apps are blocked. So like my school email, my university email was Outlook. So I had to use a VPN to check my school email. And I needed it because if the school emailed me saying, hey, your scholarship money is processed, blah, 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 like I needed that information. So I had to use a VPN to check my school email because Outlook was blocked in China.
Yeah.
So there's that, which means that like in China, it's like, people use VPNs, but not everybody does.
Yeah.
And even so, it was 7 years ago or 6 years ago, and the information that they have access to is a little bit different.
Yeah.
So when I stand out, mind you, I am not the tallest guy around, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first year I went, it was me, and then it was another black guy, and he was darker than me, and he wore glasses. He was a little bit taller than me, like he was maybe like 172 centimeters. I think that's like 5'8", something like that.
70.
170, something like that. But mind you, I didn't have like dreadlocks when I went, so I just had like short curly hair. So we went to this like tourist, like this like tower, right? This Chinese tower, and like
they wanted to take a picture with you.
They wanted to take a
wow,
picture with me.
you become that.
I became a celebrity because, mind you, he's 5'8", I'm like 5'6", right?
Yeah.
When I tell you, the kid thought I was Steph Curry and that he was LeBron James. And we didn't even have the heart to tell him we were no. We were like, yeah, we'll take a picture with you. They were like, LeBron and Steph Curry, and I'm like, and it was so like we just so like the experience I had then compared to the experience I had like if I went now, would be very very different because one, like in Korea the internet is not as restricted, and two, times have changed. Like I feel like if you went now to like Europe, you would they would be like, oh, you know, because K-pop is a thing. K-pop is really popular now.
Oh, watch it like Squid Games.
Right, like they would have something to reference, but they were just like, oh my God, 2 black people in China. Neither of you are 180 centimeters, but you have to be NBA players. So like that was just the craziest experience. It was a very fun thing. They thought I was a basketball player, and I was just like.
Do you have any fun experience? Because like last time Jelani, when I was with Jelani, there was like another like guy.
Yes. Yeah, you know that.
Yeah, it's because so since we were in the country that very different from our own culture, you got to experience very interesting situation.
Yes.
And most of the time it can be something very racism, you know?
Yeah, very racist.
So at first I used to get really mad. I used to like try to fight with them, but like at the end I was like, they just don't know that this is like what they're doing it. So sometimes it's fun, you know, when people are saying something not nice. When I see that they're trying to be nice, like with that nice face, and then they're saying something racist.
Right.
So, and then last time, when I was the Jelani, the white guy, you know this story, but let me tell you that. Yeah. So we were in Hongdae eating tacos, and then we were talking about the music, because this guy looks like he make music. He didn't tell me that he makes music, but I just automatically thought that he makes music, because like he do design and stuff. So I just asked him like, so you make music, right? And then and then we just like talked about like, and then I used to we just like talking about the hip hop and stuff. And then the guy who was like sitting behind us, he knew that like we were talking about the like music and rap and stuff. So and then he asked me that like, hey, like 그분 어디서 오셨어요? Like he asked me like, where's your friend from? So I was like, he's from America. And then and then he was like, oh, like where? And then like we said like, oh, he's from New York. And then he said like, I rap too, like all of a sudden. So I was like, okay, this is going to be awkward. So I was trying not to have conversation.
Right.
But he said like, oh, I'm also musician, like I'm also rapper. And then he said like, I can rap. So we're like, and then he stepped up and then he started to do freestyle on the face of this guy from New York.
Just in Jelani's face.
Yeah, Jelani's face. I mean, and then he didn't really good at rapping.
Yeah, it was bad, right?
Yeah, he did the freestyle rap in Korean, and then it was like basically like, you know, like, hi, my name is blah blah. Yeah. Nice to meet you. I'm here rapping, and like something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was like super cringy, and then it was so fun, but at the same time like,
Yeah, and so when Jelani was telling me the story, he was telling me how he was trying to really just like keep a straight face through the whole thing. And like Rachel, you were sitting there and you were just like you were trying your hardest not to laugh, like you were covering your mouth.
I was crying.
Because it was so bad, and like you were trying not to just laugh in this guy's face because it was so random and like racist, and it's like it's really only an experience you get like when you look unique in a place where nobody looks like you.
He immediately thought that because he's black, because he's from New York, like this guy thought that like Jelani can tell if his rap is good or not, you know?
Right.
He just like automatically thought that like he's black, he's gonna know about the music. But there's a lot of black people who don't know how to dance, how to rap.
Exactly.
But most of the time they are better than others, but like still you cannot
assume.
Yeah.
You cannot assume. Like if you asked me to dance, I would not be that's not me. Dancing is not my expertise. So like if me and you stand next to each other and we go to that guy and I say, who do you think dances better? Or who do you think raps better? He's gonna say me, but the answer is really you. Like you're a better dancer than me. So like it will be like it's funny like the assumptions that people make based on your looks. And it's like you can try and be upset or like it's not wrong to be upset that somebody is like wasting your time or like assuming these things about you, but just like laughing about it and just kind of like going on about your day is just it's a lot easier because it's like if I sat there and got mad every time somebody said or did something racist, my physical health would probably be bad. Because it's so like
stress is a 만병의 근원, you know. Stress is like every disease is started with the stress.
Every disease comes from stress almost.
So maybe at first you got mad, but with the time you know how to deal with it. And then I can tell this guy was really passionate to music. So he was genuinely trying to, make connection with Jelani.
Right.
I think, so I think that's why, like, even me, I didn't really tell him, like, you shouldn't do that or something. It was not that mean, you know? I mean, what he did was, like, obviously it was, like, racist.
Yeah.
But the way he tried, it's just, like, he don't know how to approach.
Right.
I think it's because, like you said, Korea is the most
homogeneous
country.
So
while we're growing up, you're always surrounded by Korean people. Or if we have like someone who's not like Korean, they can speak Korean.
Right.
So you don't know how to interact people from different culture.
Right.
So and then I can assume like when you're in club, maybe some people come in like, hey bro, that happens a lot to you, right?
Yes. Somebody told me that I look like one of the rappers from Migos with these glasses in my hair. I've been told I look like Migos in the club. I've been pushed Bob Marley. And see, Bob Marley is not even that bad because like hair is long, same color hair, same hairstyle. My facial hair is similar. Like Bob Marley, that's reasonable. But like Migos, like relax. Relax. Migos, not Migos. Bob Marley, I'm not even mad at it. I had a girl at Starbucks back home tell me I looked like Bob Marley before. And I was like it's Bob Marley is reasonable. Like young Bob Marley. Like it's not even like that one isn't, like that's not one I get mad at because I get it, especially when
So with the time you know how to deal with this
problem.
For example, so like you said, I was in Spain in 2016,
right?
Which it was before BTS.
Yes.
It was before Squid Game. It was before Parasites.
Right.
So still now Korean culture is still like a 뭐라고 하지? Like a subculture.
Right.
But it was like even like subculture at that time. So like when I say I'm from Korea, soy de Corea, then like the next question is always north or south.
Yes.
So I used to say in my very first months, I would say South Korea. I said like right away, South Korea, and then they make like make like joke with it, like I thought you're from North Korea, and like ha ha ha, and like I don't have that humor,
Right.
Also, it's not good because like they will find me. I don't know, like when you make connection with somebody, if you're just like focus on facts, like you're not making connection, right?
Right.
So you have to know joke around and stuff.
Right.
But still asking like south or north, that's not okay. But still, but then like after 2-3 months, I'm like when they say like, where are you from? North and south, and I'm like north, and they were like, so like nah. If I'm from North Korea, I wouldn't be here. Like,
right.
Yeah.
You'll be in North Korea.
Yeah, I cannot escape. So like that, I keep talking to people, and then when I'm walking around, people just say like "ni hao," they just like say that, just like passing by.
Right.
I used to say no ni hao, I'm from Korea, and then they say like konnichiwa, and I'm like no,
Still wrong.
and then I just like walk back to them and like, hey, it's 안녕하세요. I'm from Korea. So I didn't know how to joke around.
Right.
But like after few months, I was like when someone say ni hao, I'm like smile like okay, and then I think I never get angry about it after few months, but first months it was hard.
Right.
So I didn't know what ni hao means. I didn't know how to say hello in Chinese before I get to Spain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they know more than I do, and then why they have to say ni hao to me? Yeah. So and then when I was in the Netherlands, it was like after Parasite. So and then like the Blackpink, BTS, their music is always like I could listen in like H&M and like
Right.
everywhere, Forever 21. Like, so it was a lot easier to introduce myself. But before, when I was in Spain, when I said I'm from South Korea, and they said like, so like, what is the average salary in Korea? Like, so I think they assume like our GDP or like the month, 월급?
Yeah, salary.
Salary is like really really lower than theirs. So I said like, you know what, our GDP is like higher than yours. Like, you know what, like the TV that you have in your living room, that's from Korea. Like they're like, so
yeah.
But like when I was in Netherlands, and then like it was like way after that, and so yeah. But I think if I am doing the exchange student now, the experience will be very different.
Very different.
But I think I had really good experience because like since here Korea is the most homogeneous country, so you are always in the majority.
Right.
So you don't get judgment by your skin color or something.
Right.
And you don't need to explain who you are. But living in Spain, that was my very first time of, not being in a majority. When I was in the exchange club, like the community, the majority was like European people. And then the next is like American people. And the next is like South American people. And then Asian people.
So you were really like
like
one of one, really one of one.
Yes, yeah. And then like Asian friends, they didn't really go out. So every time I go out, I am the only Asian. So it was hard. It was like really good experience. Like I was like, it's okay not to be the main crew of the group.
Right.
I don't need to be famous in this group.
Right.
I think really good experience. So because of that experience, now I can tell when Korean people say something, they're like, you know what, that's racism. Like now I can tell it because I know how they would feel about it.
Right.
But if I didn't have that experience, I think I couldn't tell. Like, but it's funny, Like,
Right. It's like because you've experienced it.
Even though it's a nice thing, it's not good.
Right. It's like you can. It's easier to recognize it because you've seen it. Whereas when you like, I think a lot of Koreans, like when they walk around with the privilege of just never having to think about race, like they don't have to think about it because everybody else is Korean. We're all Korean. Like in Korea, they'll judge other Koreans on like money or clothes or all
politics,
those,
gender,
right? All those other things, but like,
race is not a thing.
because everybody's the same.
Yeah.
But like because they've never had to really think about it.
Yeah.
When they approach it, they're like a lot of people can have like more ignorant opinions about like certain situations or certain ideas, and that's not to say that it's not changing. Like the internet is, people are into the internet, of course. Korea is getting a lot more global attention, so people are changing. But there is still a lot of like ignorance around that area because they just have the privilege of not having to think about their race.
Yeah. So there was our experience in exchange.
And
then now I wanna ask you, how was your teacher life
compared to living abroad or compared to studying?
Yeah, because I think it's also pretty similar. Because like you are teaching your native language in this foreign country, and then I was teaching my native language, which is Korean. I was teaching Korean language in the Netherlands university. So I think we can compare our experience.
I think so, yeah. So for me, I think I enjoy living abroad much more than I enjoy studying abroad. And now studying abroad, like my time was short, and I enjoyed it because I got to explore the country with like my class. Like the first year, me and like two of my classmates, we went to Shanghai Disney one weekend just because we were free. We had the time, so I had more free time as a student, and I got to experience a lot of new things, and I really enjoyed it because I got to learn a lot and just like grow. But with working abroad, I enjoy it more because one, I'm a little bit older, so like I know a little bit more, and also I'm a full adult in a way, because when you're a student, especially when you're an exchange student, like whoever is like above your program, they check in with you and like like you kind of have somebody that's kind of
managed by someone.
Yeah, you're kind of managed a little bit. But here, I just go to work and go home. Like I do what I want. Like I go to work, I go home. Like I have, like I'm just an adult. I'm not, because like when you're in college, you're an adult, but like not really. But like now that I'm working and like I'm out of college and everything, I have the freedom to like nobody checks in with me, and like nobody is like make sure nobody's like, did you do this? Did you do that? Right. I just like, as long as I'm doing my job at work, like, as long as I do my job, and as long as I'm not breaking the law or anything like that, I do whatever I want. Like nobody's kind of like watching over me.
True.
And then another thing that is different is like my quality of life. Like when I was in like Wuhan, it was a summer program, and instead of putting us in like a dorm, they put us in a hotel that was like a 5-minute walk from the campus. So now the hotel, the hotel was pretty cheap, so like it was comfortable, but because it was a hotel,
living in a hotel more than 2 weeks.
So there was no there was laundry, which was needed, but no kitchen. They had a microwave in the lobby, but not in your room. And then like there was no fridge, so I had to buy all 3 meals every day, unless I wanted to make like ramen.
You cannot drink beer in the middle of night.
not unless I want hot beer. So it was very.
That's not okay.
Now China was cheap. Like I bought 3 meals a day, and I would eat like I would eat full meals. Like I would eat meat, vegetables, rice. Like I could eat a full 3 meals a day, and I probably spent like never more than like 4,000 won.
Like more than $4.
$4 and
For 4 meals?
for like 3 meals.
3
a day.
meals a
Like,
day?
all 3 meals were like totaled, not $4
This
each meal.
coffee is like $4.
Exactly. Like so, like it was like there were some maybe I spent $5 or $6
Okay.
on an expensive day. So
So
like it wasn't expensive to eat out every meal, but you don't want to you don't want to have to leave and buy food every time you're hungry. You know what I mean? Or if you're hungry, you have to think about it's getting late. If I don't get food now, everything's gonna close.
Yeah.
Because it's a week. It's a Thursday or whatever. They're gonna close down because it's a weekday. But here, like I have an apartment. I can like it's my place. So like I go home and it feels like my apartment. It doesn't feel like I'm living in a hotel. Like I can kick my shoes off where I want to kick my shoes off, or I can relax how I want to relax.
You can plan more because you can plan to stay longer if you want to. So
Right.
you bought the TV and stuff, right?
Exactly. Like I can.
You feel like it's more your place.
I was almost like living out of a suitcase when I was in China because I was in a hotel. Or like I can do laundry whenever I want. I can have more things because it's my space, So I think quality of life is definitely different. So what about you? What was like? Did you have any major differences like that from Spain to the Netherlands?
Yeah, for me it's like opposite. I liked way more my exchange
Really?
life in Spain. Yeah. Well, because also I was teaching. I was like one of the lecturer in the university, but also it was like part of my internship.
Yeah.
So I was not a professor, or I'm still like a student for my professor that I work for or work with. She's the one who choose me when we applied for the internship program. So it was like 2-semester internship program, but still the class that we have to teach it's just like the other lectures. So we just get the schedule and then we have to prepare the class. So I was working in university in Netherlands. It's called Leiden University. The city is really beautiful.
Yeah.
And then it's like the oldest university in the Netherlands.
Oh yeah.
So how old it is, Einstein was professor in this university.
Okay.
Okay.
Einstein was a
Yes,
professor,
he was professor there.
Oh wow.
Okay, and then Netherlands, they still have like king, like prince and stuff. The prince studied law in this university.
Oh.
So it's like when you want to study law, that's like Seoulde in the Netherlands. So it's really like big, old, classic, good university.
It's like the university in the Netherlands. Okay.
And they have Asian study, and then they have like Korean study. So and then also I was like intern teacher. So I was kind of under the control. So I had to do what my professor tell me what to do. So, and then, like I always complaining about, it was really hard to find community because that time I was 27 years old.
Yeah.
So I am more like student, my age is more like student.
Right.
So those people were like doing their PhD, masters, they're in my age in this university, but I'm not student there, I'm working. So I cannot join, it's really weird to join. It was kind of weird to join like any community in school.
Like the student communities, because you were like a teacher, you were an intern.
Yeah, and then like maybe I want to grab a beer with this guy, or with this friend, then I don't know, like I didn't do anything like relationship or whatever, but I always have like, maybe what if my students see me,
Yeah.
like I try club and then I didn't do anything, but still like the feeling that like, what if my student is here? It's
Right.
gonna be really awkward.
You have to like be aware of like your
Yeah.
surroundings. Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything wrong, but
You still think about it.
yeah. So yeah, like I had like language exchange partner, and then he was just like, it was guy, just we were doing exchange. But like, when we were like just sitting at the cafe and talking, but if I meet my student, I feel like I have to explain something.
Yeah.
So it was really hard to find community that I can join, because the city was like university city, 대학 도시.
Oh yeah.
So pretty much everyone that you get to meet, they're like student, they work, they're studying in that university. So it was hard to meet community. But what's good about it, because this time also I'm not the majority in that community, like Netherlands community in
Right.
Asian. But when I'm in my working place, like my client or the people that I have to serve my service, they appreciate my culture. So I think that was like good thing about it, because I'm living in this foreign country and it's not easy, but at least when I work, my students, they're here to learn about my culture.
Right.
So I think it feels really good.
Yeah.
So if you ask me, do you want to work as a, I don't know, like marketer or programmer in other country, then you have to you have to work in Korean language, no, in English language.
Right.
That'd be like, I don't think I can do that.
Yeah.
It will be much more hard, and maybe you feel lonely.
Yeah.
But since I was like doing my job, something have with my own culture.
Yeah.
So in that way, I think I feel a bit better. So I think, at least you're here teaching English.
Right.
But at least when you're working your job, people might ask you like, how, like, is it right? Do you say this in your country?
Right.
So you're more knowledgeable
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to this language. So, and like your students too, they're here to learn about your culture. So I think that way you can get more respect or something. But I can imagine that like if I am working with you and then like we are working on like marketing stuff, and then we're always working in Korean, then when you're struggling with language and stuff, I wouldn't try to understand everything. Because like you gotta fix the problem by yourself. But when your job is teaching your language, then it's different.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that's unique about people who study languages in college, especially as a major. Like nobody goes into a language major because it makes the most money.
No.
Like people who study, like if you study business, like or marketing or programming or engineering, when you study that, a lot of people pick those jobs either because they're like really good at science or math or something, or because they know it's easy to get a high-paying job when you finish. But people who study languages usually study languages because they're interested in it in some way, or like they want to learn about it.
Yeah.
So because of that, I think language students are usually more.
They respect their teacher.
They respect their professors or their teachers more, and then they also they actually care about what they're learning more.
Yeah.
Like if you're in a business class or like an accounting class, you're there because you have to be.
Yeah, and then like you can learn from Google.
Exactly. You don't care about numbers or the terms or how to use and how to make an Excel spreadsheet. Do what you need. You're just there because I need this class to graduate.
Yeah. You don't care about the interaction with like teacher and students.
Right, but like in a language class, you're like even if you are more tired some days, or you are like you have because all college students have the days when they're tired or bored or they're just like I don't feel like learning today, or I'm tired, or I just want to skip class, whatever. But when you're a language student,
you cannot skip the class. you're gonna get in trouble.
You're gonna get in trouble if you skip class, and also if you skip class, like it's harder to like catch up a little bit because some stuff you really have to learn from a native or from an expert in that field.
Yeah.
And like, so because of that, the people who study languages are usually more invested in their education.
Yeah.
So that makes it, I think when you're a teacher or just like
language teacher,
yeah, as a language teacher, when your students actually care or when they want to learn, it makes it easier to teach because you don't have to make the students be interested. They're already interested.
Yeah.
But when you have to try and like make your lesson or make your work, when you have to make it interesting because your students don't care, it makes it harder on you as a teacher.
Yeah.
But in college, business professors, they're not gonna make their lesson fun. They're gonna give you the information.
Yeah.
And it's your job to learn it.
Yeah, it's your job to feel interested in.
And when if you're a business professor, like professors, they usually don't put in the work to make their lessons fun or interesting like high school or elementary school. They teach, they give you the information, and then it's your job to understand and apply it to the test. But like as a language professor, it can be similar. Some professors will try and make their lessons fun or interesting, but it's still your responsibility to learn it. And if you're a business major and you're going to class and you already don't care, it's gonna be harder. But if you're a language major, you're going to class, you're already interested, so it's gonna be easier. Because people will say that language classes are easy, or like being a language major is easy, and it is easier than like business
because you like it.
But it's because you like it, because you're interested in what you're learning. So like when you're learning something you actually like, it's way easier to understand it and get better at it quickly.
Yeah, and then when you teach language, you just got to know about your students' life. It's just like it's like all the workout or all the all the activities or practice. It's always like. So, write about your life with the grammar we learn. Right. Yeah, write a diary about your last weekend. So, I just get to know that what they are doing and what they like.
Exactly.
It's not it's just part of the...
it's almost curriculum. Part of the curriculum is getting to know each other, building a community almost. Yeah.
And then it's more you gotta really support your student, because sometimes they're like, oh, teacher, it's so hard. I don't think I can do it. But I'm like, you can do it, and then you see their progress every week.
Yes.
But when you're teaching economic or something, you got to see their progress maybe one or twice a semester. Right. But when you teach language, see, now you can talk about your future plan.
Exactly.
And you can see their progress, and that makes you more connected to your teacher and students.
Because you can see your effort is paying off.
Yeah. So be the language teacher. It's so.
Yes. teach a language. Teach a native language. It's worth it.
Yes.
So I think that's everything, right?
Yeah. So wrap up.
All right. So I think we've hit all of the stuff that we wanted to talk about today. We talked about studying abroad, how you have more freedom, you have our quality of life. We talked about it. It was a little different because you enjoyed studying abroad more, and I enjoyed working abroad more.
Yeah.
So our opinions are different, but we definitely compared both of them. It was interesting because we talked about our experiences were really different, I think. Your study abroad was very different from mine, and my experience working abroad is very different from yours.
Yes.
And I think age affects it. I think time affects it, when we study abroad or when we work abroad. But yes. So I think that's everything that we have for today. Our social media will be on the screen. And also it'll be in the description below if you want to check that out. Thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the episode, subscribe, leave us a like, or let us know what you think in the comments below.
Yeah.
Continue the conversation. Yes.
That will be helpful for us to find the next topic for next episode.
Exactly. If you have any ideas, let us know.
Tell me about your story.
So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.